Have I been muted this entire time? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're. There we go. I've got audio levels, and I don't think I'm blasting everybody's ears off. Well, that was madness and chaos. What I attempted to do was try to set up my video ninja to bring in people with the old system, with the other system, OBS, which has the scoreboard up there, so we can do some game watching and all that sort of stuff. And in the 30 minutes I had to put it together, I couldn't do it. So, and then what I found out even more frustrating is I thought, well, I'll watch the Stockport Morecambe game, and I've gone into it, and they won't allow you to register from multiple accounts. In other words, I have one email that's set up with Wrexham. I had another one that I set up to watch a Mansfield game a long time ago. And now that I'm trying to create a new account, it's telling me you've got an existing account. And so, yeah, that works for me, W&G, and we'll keep it going. I'm gonna try and remember an old email, or maybe even just use my wife's. She's sleeping. My credit card and her email, and see if I can get into um, the Stockport game. I'm not going to broadcast it. What I can do is the other thing that we can do is if you guys just want to have a chat, round table, all that sort of stuff. Bring yourself. I can bring you into the screen, and we can just chat amongst friends. Is sort of what I thought. Hey, Stephen. Give our thoughts of a rain out. And I saw pictures from Twitter. It didn't look that bad. I don't know what you guys thought. Was anybody in the area that got a bunch of rain or saw a bunch of rain? I mean, I guess there's a number of postponed matches, but it just didn't look that ugly. But I felt we had the opportunity if people wanted to jump on and have a chat. If people are like, no, I prefer to be off camera, I totally get that. And what I can do is W&G is here with the scores. I'm going to try to get into as the little one is awake, I'm going to try and jump into the Stockport game for a little bit and see what I can get picked up there. Just frustrated. So give me a moment. Okay, Andrew, I'll take that then, because that was the thing is I was looking up the screen yesterday and it wasn't that bad. Hey, Grim, pleasure seeing you. Obviously, we're rained out. Postponed match. Going to be another day. I don't expect there to be a lot of people jumping in on this one, but I thought we'd throw something together in the old system and just end up having a chat. And while we're talking, I do want to watch the Stockport Morecambe game as my backup prize to be able to watch things. And so I just wanted to at least put myself out there and say, look, I've got a link. If anybody's interested in getting on and chatting, we can run it almost like the hot stove and do that. Whether it ends up being a thing or not, who knows? Um, Stephen, not said, whenever the UK postpones things, it usually takes some time to end up finding another alternative date. Um, so it'll likely be post FA Cup conclusion when we've got a Tuesday that's open and FGR's got one as well. I mean, FGR is fortunate because they've got another replay uh, with their FA Cup match. So they played Tuesday. Uh, they played would have played today. They would have played next Tuesday. So I'm not expecting this one to get replayed. And do I have it correctly that Mansfield has a postponement with FGR as well? So their FGR's got a bunch of missed games. Um, and so we'll see where things end up. 1-0 Newport Tranmere. Let's see if I can continue to get this in here. I hate I follow. Somebody rationalize with me. How in the hell does it happen that you have to? I get that we want to track where you're registering from so that that club gets the money. But if I use an email for an iFollow account, why can I not purchase it elsewhere? Yeah, Stephen, I get that. Right, that's baseball, and it's something to do with travel too. You got the Arizona whoever Diamondbacks traveling out to the New York Mets, and the Mets it's rained out. That's a flight, right? And so they'll either double it up in a double header the next day, or they'll wait 3 4 hours to make sure they can get it in because it's just a nightmare if it right? Like, in the other awkward situation, I know what it was last time. I actually don't think I paid for it. At the end of the day, I think I found a sneaky link on the other game I was gonna watch, um, and I did it that way because I didn't want to pay any club extra money, so I didn't. Yeah, I have no problem to take my money, but, like, I'm trying to log into my account here, and it's saying, "We're not gonna let you in," and so I thought, "Well, I'll register a new one then," and it says, "Your account's already registered." So, maybe I'm just a little slow, um, maybe the solution is I try and find myself a sneaky link. I wouldn't do that, would I? But that's what I mean, if you make iFollow difficult, I just wanna sign up and give you my money, and you won't figure it out. Grimsby's already up, man, that's a lot of early goals, and you wouldn't expect that with all the rain. Well, Kim, they will get their games in, so, it's a fascinating team to look at their statistics, though, because they don't look bad as a team. They just and they score when they get it on goal, it literally is they're just missing somebody tell me I'm wrong. I mean, if somebody else can figure out how to get in here, then I have to use a separate account to log in. Um, I'm play with that now, but that's like, I don't want to support Morecambe, but I'm not gonna give Stockport money. Um, and why as a Wrexham fan can't I say, "Hey, I'd like to log in and watch that game?" And maybe you can do that? I don't know what's going on with the universe right now. Um, let's try and log into iCall. No, because as soon as I bounce over to the other site, it says, "Here you are." It's got my name. It's a fascinating process. If you guys wanted to try it, I've never experienced this before. So if someone's got you think you can, add me on Twitter, send it my way, 'cause this is just s foolish. Is what it is. Foolish. Other than that, the invitation is open. If anybody wants to join, what I'm able to do is I can send you a link. If there's somebody from another creator that's not watching the game, you guys want to talk Rex because we don't have anything better to do than just talk about rain delay and what the plans are for the rest of the day. I can send out a link so that you can come into the camera and chat. I don't think we're going to get any people on a Saturday morning at 7:30 in North America that are going to jump in. Yeah, Andrew, the fascinating part for us in North America is you guys don't seem to have the pitch protector system that we have here. So, what did you miss? Snowboard is you missed. We don't have a game. It's postponed. And John, that sounds awesome. Enjoy. I'll be here for the women's match tomorrow. Let's just talk about games we can't see. We'll imagine and make up an alternate universe where we're able to get things out of Twitter. You know what? I'm just going to do this and say, now the only sad thing is my Morecambe Stock County buy a pass. My Red Horde email is now matched with Morecambe. Wrexham. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate you. I don't have the pop out to be able to say thanks and draw you into the thing, but that's awesome. And the other thing is, while we're sitting here, I still need a couple emojis that we're able to end up making up. Snowbird is the Imperial Stormtrooper. You know what? That's a great Halloween costume next time. Get the Stormtrooper outfit, but just put the FGR jersey over top of it. I shouldn't maybe talk smack until I get to see the game. Really, some are artificial. A lot in baseball especially outdoors, are now grass, and so there's but they have the tarp and they run the tarp out like mad. Sometimes people get trapped under it. And see if I can get into giving Morecambe $15. Congratulations. Just so I can end up seeing what's going on the screen here. My registration is now complete, and you're going to make me confirm myself first. And so I'll talk about that game while it's going on and give you guys an update as to my thoughts. I was just thinking this might be an opportunity to get some people into the chat, and that was the goal, not to end up. I don't really want to talk about Morecambe or Stockport, even though I took my money. Steven, I agree. It's the British mentality, though. Is so tribal that they can't even envision a world where somebody would end up wanting to watch other clubs. I mean, I don't have to cheer for you, but I can certainly cheer against you, and I'd like to watch some teams go down and smoke. And so that's the whole idea behind it. My purchase has been successful. Thank you so very much. That means I should be able to get into this one. And we're doing it all live on camera, as uncomfortable as that is. How do I maintain my beard so well? I don't. I get in grief all the time. I really, really need to work on my game. Yeah, I get the tribal stuff, but what I don't get is I mean, have a league package. I hate the Boston Bruins. I'm still here. Um, I'm a Canucks fan. I hate Calgary Flames. I hate the Edmonton Oilers. Nothing brings me more joy than watching the Edmonton Oilers or the Calgary Flames or the Boston Bruins fail. And if the Canucks aren't playing on any given day, then I jump over and I watch the game. What it is conducive to is a potential, take one game and every Saturday have one morning game and one night game. Why? You just draw people out. Now I've got a full day where I'm going to be sitting in front of the TV watching whoever play the morning game, Wrexham in the afternoon game, and somebody under the lights. Um, I know it's inconvenient for travel. Um, I'm not watching it right now. I've got it up, and it says you already have access to that, and I can watch it in live in the match center. Like a paid for service should not be this difficult. And the EFL wants my money, and they're not doing this. Here, I'm going to bring this up now. I'm not going to know any of the players on the roster until I bring up FOTMob. All I see is holy. Let me just explain before I put the loud audio into my ears and turn it down. Is the camera is just covered in raindrops, like it is a mosaic of hexagonal or octagonal shapes all surrounding the camera. There is no way I can see anything. Oh, that was a great save by the Stockport goaltender there. So still 0-0 here in this one. 30 minutes in. Kim, don't. Vancouver Canucks fans, I got to embrace and enjoy the riot. And so that happened when the Bruins knocked out the Canucks. And so I'm not all for. And as my youngest just left the front door to my room open, I'm going to have to go and get that. I do think that the Bruins had some of the best TV commercials that were ever out there. And I'll talk about that as soon as I close the door. So we are back to the no frills system. Thanks, Kevin. Which is frustrating for me to end up dealing with trying to go through here. And I'm watching a Morecambe Stockport match I cared nothing about except to watch hopefully one of the teams fail. If you haven't seen them, what do they call Bruins rules? Like the one where they have the don't date in your own division. Man, I mean, it takes on the whole sports thing. It's got a lad in a Boston Bruins jersey and a girl that he's on a date with in the Montreal Canadiens jersey, which is one of their traditional rivals. and he's holding the beer, and the mascot comes out and just stares at him and looks at him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, she's just really cute." Oh, just missed there. Great shot from Morecambe from 10 yards out. Mayer ended up just pushing it to the right, though. So it's still not nil-nil, but that was a left-footed strike from way out and asked the question. So, anyways, it says she's just really cute, though, and the Bruin mascot looks at her and ends up smacking that down. So, um, in any event, got a chuckle out of that one. Suck. Yeah, Eastern teams, you know, other than Boston, I don't really have much. Oh, and Toronto. Yeah, it's a lot of games that are postponed. And I feel Carl Roberts of the Welsh Beast, one of his first away games, I think, of the season. If he gets tickets, he's on. He will go to his Twitter. He's on the bus, and then he ends up not making it. Um, Frustrating. The Canucks of Vancouver are Superior Warriors Teal QSG1. Is that like Stargate One that actually was a quote in something? Which would be fascinating if it was. Man, this I want my money back. I can't see through the Hawks hexagonal screen. Another shot from range. I'll tell you what, Morecambe on since I've come into this one, and I'm going to have to bring up Fotmob as I'm watching this because I can't tell who the players are. But that was the second time in a row where Mayer from almost the identical spot gave the identical shot, but this time he was on target, and they're feeling it. They're giving high fives and doing all sorts of things. So um, they're into it. Really, Vancouver Superior Warriors. The Canucks. I'm gonna have to find that and see if that's a cute, like if there's a video clip of it or something. So anyway, going to be a corner for Morecambe from the right hand side here. Canucks have fallen down to third, started like gangbusters, and then just sort of fell apart. I'm going to move this over here so I can see my ugly mug follow along with the chat, and it's not stretched all over the place. Ooh, going from corner to corner here for Morecambe. I'll tell you what, Stockport County's is this game in Morecambe? Somebody tell me. Yeah, it's on the left hand side. The conditions these are dreadful. I, I'm surprised that the pitch is actually going to hold up on this one. So I guess we're watching Morecambe and Sutton because the Wrexham game's not on. Oh, W and G. That's not the news that I want. It's there. Oh, headed away by Stockport. And I'm happy to just chat about whatever. If you guys have questions, general stuff that you want to talk about, a couple of things that we've got going on with the channel. Obviously, I'm on tomorrow. Um, I've got to leave early, but Christmas party in the office. And is that just saved for them? Because that would be well, we're second, but well, I guess I haven't looked at anything as to everybody moving around because obviously there's a number of teams that aren't going to be playing. I have no problem bringing up the table today as we watch the teams around us catch up and move around. Um, at present, we're still sitting. So the only teams that are playing around us, Knots has moved up to fourth with their lead. Oh, their draw. So Knots could actually pass us today. Oh no, they're leading. Sorry. Yeah, Knots on the in the statistics can move up to second with a win, but we'll have a game in hand. And the curiosity for me, Crew is down already. That's a good result. But Wrexham, Barrow, Mansfield, those three teams all sitting at 36, 37 points. They're all behind us. So Shrimp Slav, the accent. I'm not in Wales anymore. It's not Mr. Griffiths, that's for sure. But to me, any points at Stockport, like a draw, I will take it. Ooh, don't play it back like that. Have to be extra careful in the rain. Stockport chasing it down, almost had an opportunity there. That's I should say it's a kid's Christmas party, so Santa's gonna be there, and we're gonna run out and go do our thing, hang out with the kids. Oh, they gave a free kick to Morecambe from about 15 yards out. I didn't think there was much in there. I thought that's if the flop counter was up, Brendan would end up doing that. Ah, that's a great question. Snowboard, and I'm gonna go with it depends on who it's with. I mean, the interesting part is that means both Mansfield and uh, Wrexham have games in hand, and their competition is the same team. So that'll be FGR gonna have a say in how what happens with League Two, no matter what happens. So Jesus, you guys, thanks, Kim, and holy, holy. You don't have to become sponsors. I only put it up there because I was feeling guilty, but I guess everybody wants the badge. I think it just doubled up. You guys are. I appreciate it. Yes, that's true. 2 games in hand, but I was just trying to get to the FGR having a say on this thing. Steven, you're a gentleman, and that's awesome. I need to look at that because I was gonna send that out, but that's awesome. So now I've congratulations to the people who just benefited from, Steven's donation there. So if you don't know, gifting badges is you can hit the membership stuff, you send out the $5, and, um, I don't know, Steven, because 'cause I've never done it. Did that go out randomly? Yeah, well, that's so sponsors. That's the membership, right? Is you become qualified as a sponsor, and so they end up all getting now the benefits of the badge and the whatever for a month is because somebody sent that out there. So that's amazing of you, and I'm super thankful. And if you don't know, I think it's semicolon flop semicolon, and it'll show up in the YouTube chat. It won't show up on the restream embedded chat, but that's there for you to throw out flop or poutine or bog or putts. And so, not a lot of action in in this one with the Morecambe Stockport game. Yeah, and I'm not watching on YouTube though, man. I'm watching on restream so that I can see exactly what's going on. But I'm going to go over and have a look at that, and it pops up and says donations up at the top. Um, I haven't actually watched on YouTube, so maybe the joy of being on restream is I'm able to see what's going on. So, hey, M, sorry, we walked all over here just because I had to go to the old system to bring it up. I'm watching the Morecambe Stockport game. I'm not really talking about it, just wanting to keep eyes on as I go through it. Sort of just having a chat. And again, if anybody wants to join and and have a chat, come on screen. I can bring you in at any point in time. I've got a link. I'll just send it over there. No underscore, I think, on the poutine. There you go. Kim's got it. Oh, it did work. You did the poutine and it popped out. Awesome. That worked. Sponsors get a patch on your jersey. Do they? If I had a jersey, Stephen, I think you need the semi or the colon on either side of it. So it's colon, or you can do colon flop colon, and you'll get graphic of a guy. But no, yes, no, I am hungry. I wonder what happens if I show it. Does it show up in the bottom with the poutine? No, it just shows up with that. That's too bad. Unfortunate, sad news. I'll tell you what. Like my eyes are going cross-eyed. I should almost take a screenshot of what this. what this camera view looks like. Here's a thought for you guys while I have you guys here. Doing the academy research. Kip, that was Steven. Steven made you a sponsor. So thanks to him. Crawley 1-0 up against Colchester. Yeah, I'd rather have Colchester win it, but I'm not going to get upset. So 75% possession. That's surprising. I'm absolutely shocked, to be fair. That can't be right. I must have been the wrong stat because everything I've seen has been Morecambe in control of the ball, but maybe the first 30 minutes of the match were all one way. Okay, back to my question. Would you watch reserve matches or academy matches if they were available to you like the women's matches are? It's something that's interesting to me is like North American sports, we have a mentality of supporting financially youth competitive top level teams. And that's to say college football, which you guys have been talking about, the WHL and hockey, the AHL. You've got your the Canucks are the top team. The Abbotsford Canucks are, I guess, what you would call their reserves, and then there's a junior league that has a whole bunch of academies. And I'm shocked that they played. They essentially played um, Tuesday nights. No, sorry, Tuesday afternoon for the reserves and Saturday mornings for the youth. And I'm thinking, why don't we just have? It doesn't even have to be the high production I follow stuff with the broadcaster and all that sort of stuff. Just put the little AI camera that follows the ball around and put a scoreboard up there and just have somebody click on the scoreboard. I would watch that. Am I the only one? So Steven says he would absolutely watch that. I mean, the thing is if it takes up, you can charge $10 for the season. You can watch do it as an add-on to iFollow, add an extra $8 in your pocket to cover the cost for the club if they're concerned about it. And then, the kids have got eyes on them from all over the world. It becomes a selling point for the academy. Like they're going to get spotted. And here's the thing. If you're building the academy, category 4 for us now and trying to climb the ladder to get up as we go through it. But if you've got it, your kids are going to be seen and easily because they're going to be streamed out there. I don't know. I just think for fans, for clubs, it makes sense. And it is so hard to find out that, there's a youth alliance league and you can get updates every week from the EFL in a newsletter. There's like one channel that has the updated table. Wrexham sits third, by the way. I guess prior to this morning's matches, I don't know if they played or what happened. I didn't check the schedule. And the reserves are in the Central League, and they're sort of a middle-in table team right now. So it's just interesting to me that that's out there. So Stockport Morecambe still 43rd minute, going to end up getting to the half here. I have given Morecambe my money. I've got a lot of pet peeves today, or sorry for you in England, pet hates. I'm assuming Wales in the UK do pet hate instead of pet peeve. One of my pet peeves is that in the UK it's a pet hate, even though the etymology says that's what it is. It just doesn't make any sense. So Stephen is Stephen the only one that would watch academy matches? I guess I could put that up as a poll. Why don't I do that? Wimbledon over Swindon. That does move them back up into 7th, I think, on the table. I can't watch on that. I'm surprised by the FOT mob statistics. Just watching the game myself. So it's the ball possession is 75%, 25% ball possession to Stockport County. They've got 3 shots to Morecambe's 2, but then I've seen all of Morecambe's corners, all of the shots, and the 5 minutes I was watching the game, and they've got possession again. So it's how old is Pat Husky? I know well, I wasn't going to talk about it, but it's one of those things. It's sort of disbelief. I got the joy of most of you guys are regulars. We had that unattended death that was going on upstairs. Well, I guess not going on, had gone on. Under 18. So you're looking. There's a couple players like Owen Cushion came over. I believe Aaron James is still young enough to be in the academy. Um, Ashfield. There's a couple players who've had a cup of coffee or a cup game, or at least sat on the bench for Wrexham this year, and so they'll be in that group. But anyways, I got a phone call from my wife yesterday because we had that unattended death who got dealt with, and they came and they rehabilitated our place. They finally came and picked up our stuff on Thursday, and then yesterday I got a phone call from my wife while doing construction upstairs on the bathroom. The contractors hit a water pipe, flood. So we've gone through fire, scaffold collapse, unattended death, and now a flood, all in 20 months, 18 months. And so, anyways, we've got fans and blowers and humidifiers and everything, dehumidifiers blasting all over the place. This is nuts. Like, there has to be an error here. I've never seen statistics like this. Morecambe has 44% accuracy on their passing with only 40 passes, compared to Stockport County, who has 238 accurate passes. They're sitting at 83%, but they only have three shots. They're in the flooded end. So what you're saying is if this gets to a half, we have a real good chance of it being a draw or better because Stockport wasn't able to get it in. Yes, no, I can get that. I mean, the WHL in and dies and cleared out by Morecambe. Sorry, I got distracted there on a really great play, but the ball just came to a screaming halt and died. The WHL is under 20, and it's U17. And I should check that it's not the U23s that end up playing. But I'm pretty sure the academy is all their young guys. But it's one of those things that why aren't we promoting this? Like, and giving the details of, hey, this is what's happening. The reports don't come out as frequently. I mean, there's nothing about the reserves. Absolutely nothing about the reserves. So I was just wondering if am I the only ones? So there is a live match center. The next game so there is a game today. The Youth Alliance Cup is on. We played Grimsby Town earlier this morning. But because we weren't there for the live match center, you've got to wait now for a report to tell us what happens. You go through their match reports, and they haven't updated anything. Well, it's sporadic. You can get a Shrewsbury Town update from October 7th, but you can't get October 8th, October 21, October 28th. But then you get another report against Morecambe November 1st. I guess it takes effort, and that requires labor, and that needs money. But to me, if you hire a high school student, hell, probably people would volunteer, to be fair, a little bit of coverage, but hire somebody minimum wage just to go and cover and write out a little thing. You've got marketing guys. They surely to God can't be that busy that they can't put up a press release that comes in from the stats from the coach. I just it it's one of the areas where I think you want to maximize all potential revenue stuff. If somebody pays $10 a year to be able to watch the kids do their thing, there you go. Kip's gonna go and work for them and do the reserve updates and all that sort of stuff. So we're at the half in the Stockport game, by the way. Um, I just don't understand the logic there. And while we're at the half, I'll send it out. Everybody seems to be pretty good not joining the chat, but I can bring somebody in if you want to come on screen and say hello. Run over to the bathroom, do your hair, come over, tell me how, and I'll send you a Facebook message or WhatsApp or whatever, and send you a link, and you can join in and have a chat. That goes for anybody who's stuck in here. Obviously, I haven't set the subscriber channels requirement to be a subscriber to join the channel because it's mostly regulars. But if people want to do it, I'm all for it. Otherwise, we'll watch to the end of the game and we'll blast off. 26.3% possession. Yikes. Yeah, that's Sean Winters. I think he was doing it before, to be fair. I don't know. Did he just join in season 2? I hope he's able to get his production stuff back going. Oh, Jesus. Nobody wants to see that. My kids hit the mode button and now I end up having my light randomly change for no reason other than it just did. The game is postponed, Raymond. We're just sitting and chatting. I'm watching Morecambe and Stockport County. W&G is doing his, sorry. I don't know why I thought from the ad, W&G, or the thing. I picked it up in one time that you were potentially not male. And I don't know where I got that from. Somebody must have posted something. I got thrown off. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And it's interesting. W&G, yes, I am a he. I got that. That was a mistake I made. Hey, Peter, there's a chat. We're just doing our thing. W&G, he's doing his thing. And I'll ask the question: how do you know that there's a flooded end? Are you that in tune with however you're getting your information that they're telling you why it's so mind blowing one sided in that game? Like 47 passes to 255 and 44% accuracy. Yeah, I quite like the guy, and heart's in the right place, right? So, I mean, I don't know the guy personally. I say I like the guy, but from how he comes across and the circumstances, and you like people to be happy, to find whatever it is that brings them some bliss. Life can throw enough curveballs at you that you don't need other things going sideways, and just get a nice little path. So yeah, the next youth alliance match isn't until 11 o'clock in the AM, and if I go to their academy team, man, all you hear in the background is somebody's walking around in mud or something near where the camera is, and you can actually just hear the mud and the beer. An excuse to drink. I got to take that out of Raiders. That's not okay. I'll come back to that later. Yeah, they don't list the date of birth, but I do believe that the EFL Youth Alliance League, and I'll just type that Youth Alliance League is it U18? Yeah, it's U18s. So I do take what Snowboard said is maybe at the under 18 don't need to be promoting the high school sports sort of equivalent. There is no beer emoji, so I need two. So that's one. I can certainly do a beer emoji, and that will leave us with one more to go out and grab. If anybody else has any suggestions, I am all ears. And actually, I think we might get three. Oh, okay. You get so I can do custom ones, right? I don't know what I would do with it. Put a Red Horde logo on it and just call it different. But yeah, something different than we would normally use, something that's a frequent reference that we could throw into the emojis. I'd definitely do that. Sorry, just trying to figure out my universe here. There we go. You know what I was thinking, Snowboard? If and I'll put this out into public. I don't care. Um, how do I get you? There we go. Is my normal when everything's set up and we've got the graphics over on the one side and the scoreboard and all that sort of stuff. I like the design of it. The problem is my limited capacity to make things pretty. That's about as far as I can get it. That's as good looking as I or the graphics around me will get. There are there is no Paul Mullen, no player emojis. So if we wanted to do that, we can certainly come up with an emoji for that. I actually tried; it was harder than I thought. But Snowboard, if you can do like a branded type graphic that has you know, uh, the player rotation makes it easy for it to be updated and goals to be added, like easily interchanged. You know what I mean? Where I can add players or text and then resave it, that looks good, or add a soccer ball next to a name so that we can find out who the scorer was, or um, even just here's a date, here's a little weather widget, here's a little that all look branded that I can just add stuff to would be impressive. And it's something that if I guess maybe we should just talk. You know what? Go to the United Stand. Go to YouTube. Go to the United Stand. Look up Goldbridge's stuff, and that's sort of what I would be looking at is just to improve the quality of the graphics. As I think I'm getting pretty close. I've got like two other things I kind of want to add to the stream, and once that's done, I mean, I only have so much space I can take up here. Or any Ed Helms video. I get told I look like Ed Helms all the bloody time. I dressed up as him for Halloween one year, and it's so hangover videos, stuff like that seem to be where I end up going. Yeah, it's too bad that flop emoji just isn't a little bit bigger, eh? Because you can hardly tell that it's a guy in a red guy, and I shouldn't be the red jersey. I think it's supposed to be an orange, to be fair. Rolling on the ground. Might have to modify that one. And now that I've seen it all tiny, the other ones that you can try if you haven't seen them, I've seen Poutine. Nobody's typed in putz yet. I don't know what that looks like. So that's PUTZ. If I was on the other system, I'd pop up what they show like. But the frustration and joy of the restream system. For the 21 people, had 21, it jumped up to 27. People joining and taking off really quick. Yep, that one. I don't know. I'm okay with that one. We all know what it means. Can't hurt anybody's feeling. We're all adults here. It's the pretty graphics that make us happy. You would. It's just this is a crappy Saturday, and I gotta wait a whole another week to be able to go and get another one. I don't even know what I put in the Mullins one. I mean, there's a there's an there's a AI generator that I was using. So yeah, I mean, you can go to standings on Google. That'll pretty much answer the question for you. The Stockport obviously is probably the biggest one because that's who we're chasing. We'd love for them to be able to lose points. We'd have a game in hand with an opportunity to get up to 40, which I mean, it's possible to. Well, I guess no, it'd be 4 points back. Notts County is the other one. Crew is the third. For me, tell me I'm wrong, but there's a pretty clear divide that's happening between the teams. Um, You've interesting. I've never seen this alert. That's why I stopped to read the Morecambe EFL halftime statistics. I haven't seen the privacy warning stuff. Darker colors will do. I haven't seen the privacy warning that came up during the halftime statistics during any Wrexham broadcast, but apparently there must be having trouble with pubs, commercial establishments showing their games. Um, but tell me I'm wrong. The League Two standings, there's a pretty clear divide in the top six, and we'll see if all six of them can hold out and if anybody reasserts themselves. But you've got Stockport that's sort of cleared away at the top, and then from there between 2 and 6, Notts, Wrexham, Barrow, Mansfield, Crew, those five. Unless Stockport falls apart, And there's still lots of football to be made, but to be played. They lost last time. They may end up with a draw here. Maybe this is a blip for them. Notts County had been in a blip, although they're up 1-0 today. But unless Stockport comes down, I think we've got 5 teams that are gonna be fighting over 2 spots, and so we'll see. What I was thinking of doing, and I think it's gonna largely depend about with how it works. WT underscore analytics it has a bunch of statistics, and they're more higher level stuff than I've gone through in the past. And what I wanted to do is do 2 things. Um, I'm planning to do a new upload. It'll be called the Deja Vu. I think I've done a couple of them. I'm not happy with the format, and so I want to improve on that by adding a little bit of advanced analytics and sort of just going back and being like, "Hey, what happened in the last one, and did I get it right? Did we get it wrong?" There have been performances. Swindon Town stands out for me. The MK Don stands out for me, where I wasn't so gung ho on the club, and they performed much better. Conversely, there were teams like Stockport County, Trent, that statistically I was like, you take away one player and they look mediocre. And I'm surprised they're doing as well as they're doing, given where they are sitting statistically. This may be a bubble. Didn't make Stockport County fans happy, by the way. That's my most viewed uh, "Who Are You" video, and I'd like to go back and just review that. So that's the plan. I don't know what it'll necessarily look like. Um, yeah, the "Who Are You" or not "Are You" Deja Vu. So it'll be look at the old one, do a little bit more analytics, and see if I got it right or wrong the first time. And there's a couple I was way off, both positive and negative, and but most of them I think the teams showed up as sort of anticipated. But yeah, those so 3 teams all with at least one game in hand. Mansfield with 2. I'm curious to see if they're injured related draws and losses for them. I kind of would have liked them to get going. Yeah, well, I actually did Bradford City sort of attempt deja vu because Bradford City, I did because of the cup game. I did their "Who Are You" early and tested like a deja vu to see how it went. Not happy with it, but Swindon will be the first one. We'll see how it all cooks. I just want to get this academy video done, and it's killing me. And things like having floods and people die in the units above you, and I don't want to talk about the biomaterial, but making a mess. Um, really slows my Wrexham stuff around. Yeah, like a pilot. It was like a pilot episode where I'm the only one who watches it. Well, not true. I guess some other people watched it. So they're underway back at Morecambe and Stockport County. See, Jen, that's going to be fascinating to me because there's going to be teams that want to do it. But as far as capacity financially, I think that there's going to be moves for everybody to make a move. But I've heard rumors that Wrexham's looking to go and get like a top center back, a top midfielder, and a top striker. As the here comes the wipe to clear the lens, and it didn't do anything but smeared the water around. Oh man! So Stockport possession all through. I'm curious to see how the bog impacts things because it did seem pretty waterlogged on that one end, and I have a feeling I'm really hoping. No, I don't want to say it. It's just the game is slow, the ball is dying. There is no joy in magic in watching this one, and lots of just crazy shots from range, and probably just crashing the net. Good old ugly goals that everybody's looking for. So I can see Wrexham throwing in 3 new bodies, potentially 4. Who knows what's going on with Ogonkwo? I mean, we know it's a minor injury, but as far as his ability to come back, and is he going to get recalled by Arsenal? I don't want that to happen. It's a fascinating game to watch. I would be screaming flop here, and so would Brendan if I had the flop meter up on a corner. Just anything that gets into the box because the ball's so the pitch is killing the ball so bad in the heavy rain that you can just see coming over in sheets, right? Like they're into it. Um, and people flopping trying to draw penalties all over the place. I'm curious, Kim, what rumors you've heard about. I mean, the only rumor that I've heard about is Khan from Swindon, and excuse my French, there's no way that I'm okay with that. We're looking to get players that are at least League One, potentially Championship caliber. Um, we're not paying 350,000 quid to bring in a guy who's never been higher than League Two. Um, it just makes no sense. Head injury, so we'll be taking some injury time there. Yeah, I mean we haven't seen him, and Parky likes him, and so is that enough for me? Probably, um, but a half million quid for another League Two ceiling guy. I don't know. Am I getting greedy? Am I just getting greedy? I mean, it's not my money, and yeah, you need to have some extra legs and stuff. But if I'm looking to bring somebody in, I want them to be an upgrade on what we have. And so, like Khan, he's not a bad League Two midfielder, but we've got Lee and we've got Evans who go out every time, and then pick your poison on whoever's good on form between Cannon, Davis Jones, and Luke Young. Um, well, if that's the case, Kim, then no. I mean, Armstrong to me is not a significant upgrade on Ollie Palmer. And with Ollie, we know what we have. You've got Waters, who's eating contract. He's going to be gone, loan or otherwise. You've got Dalby and Bickerstaff there. Um, Bickerstaff stays. Dalby maybe is out, but like go and bring somebody who's a step up, a notable step up. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm playing football manager here. So the numbers are getting quite low. I don't know whether we just call it if anybody wants to stick around. If people are feeling obligated to do it, I'm still having a good time. I'm happy to wait until the end of the Morecambe Stockport game and then blast off just after. Stockport County coming from the right side. Looking at older players, I don't know what you mean, like more experienced ones. To me, I mean, there's a lot of young guys that are playing in League One in the championship. As a Morecambe guy just got pulled down on the edge of the box, so free kick. Um, I don't know quite what you mean. We are. I mean, for me, we're looking for 24 to 27-year-olds um, that come into Wrexham that have that higher level ceiling that we can end up really getting out there and having a crack with. I It was brought up, Kim, at the last by some people talking on both on Twitter and in the live chat here that game against Burton Albion may have been his last. Uh, it's quite possible if we're bringing in another midfielder that puts him what, sixth, seventh. Oh yeah, Fletcher's a fill-in and a super sub, but we need to get younger players for sure. 24 to 27. That's who we're looking for, and I would like to see. There's a whole bunch of MLS players. It's interesting with MLS players; their contracts are up for a lot of them, and so they can be signed in the January window and come over. It doesn't happen as much as I would have thought when I first found out about it. Um, There are 24, 25-year-old players that are excelling in MLS that are not being picked up at contract, and they're looking for European opportunities. And I don't know, for them to be able to say that they're going to still be on ESPN back home, all of the hubbub that comes with Wrexham, you might be able to pull some people in there that are in that 24 to 27 window bracket. So I'll tell you, looking at we're 7 minutes into the second half here of Stockport and Morecambe. Um, it's not the pitch. It's this is just Stockport with complete possession, domination, and control, and the pitch just killing opportunities moving forward. Yeah, there's a center back. He's 6'5". He's 23. He's got some warts. He doesn't statistically advance the ball very well, but he's really solid defensively. Maybe he's an option. There's a midfielder who is more defensive, and which I don't know if we need because we've got Evans who's so solid, and then whatever. But he's refused his option, and so he's looking to head over to Europe somewhere. And, and I don't know if League Two is the prize, but it's a selling point for Wrexham, and the potential of League One. And there's an opportunity, good coaching, and to be a part of something. So who knows? Man, the ball just anytime it gets it. To be fair, the side closest to the stand, it's just dying on both sides of the pitch in the corners. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't begrudge him for it, right? But he'll be back after January. We'll see how healthy he is. He may not make the squad list. Um, I mean, if he's healthy or soon to be healthy, he sort of has to. He's still got the capacity to run out for 25, 30 minutes and give you an absolute cracking session. So I can still see him in. Uh, yeah, Morecambe's coming into this one having lost five in a row. Well, we know what we ran into. I say sarcastically. Um, but the conditions really are favoring Morecambe in this one. There's no denying that. Oh, and as I say that into the penalty area, just it's going to be like this the whole game. Just parking the bus in the back, like 10 guys back, one guy forward, and just running after it. We're down to 14. Have we run our course? Call it for the day? I don't even know if I'm going to keep this video on the channel. I might. I guess I kind of have to. Got to figure out a hot stove. Got to find time for do that during the Christmas break here. Got to do a lot of things. Not happening. Going to be a free kick from the corner. Well, not the corner, but right side of the pitch, about 15 yards out. Absolutely. And I don't want to curse it. This is a subject nobody's probably going to watch this video, so I'll talk about it, and it'll be my big secret is one of the things that happens in a lot of, especially it's explicit in Australia, but they can audit contracts to find out how much the value really is based on the extra support and opportunity that's provided to players. And clubs can ask in some leagues, good save, good save, Morecambe. He's not happy. Um, they can add contract wealth for the purposes of financial fair play or the cap or whatever. If though that person's getting not sponsorship opportunities, but opportunities to go and make money. Hey, Walsall, WG, that's a good one. That's good stuff. Pull them back down even with us and put a game in hand. That'd be really nice. And I think that that would really hurt Wrexham, to be fair. And I hope it doesn't happen. But oh, breakaway is still onside. Keeper comes out for Stockport and hammers it all the way down, trying to. The goalie just kicked it the entire length of the field. He actually went for goal. It was wind assisted because the wind's behind the back of Stockport. Stockport goalie actually came out with a right footer and hammered it, trying to get it into goal at the other end of the pitch, and it actually went out on the full. Didn't even bounce. So here are my EFL pet peeves. We've talked about the tannoys, the speaker systems. You're a developed country. I don't understand why you're still using those big gray megaphone speakers that come out and all you can hear on the screen is it's it's why England and Wales? Well, not so much Wales. We've got a new tannoy system and it works great. No, it went too far to the left, but it was close to being like that. That was a thump. Ambassadorships. And so that ambassadorship is funds that they can make outside of contractual obligations and stuff. Yeah, I think it's going to have to come in, right? And that's probably going to hurt us here. Just alliteration, but you're okay with onomatopoeia? Not all, Kim, but there are some, but there's some everywhere. Oh, Morecambe got an opportunity getting into the area. Cross cleared. Just the ball dies so bad. My other pet peeves and is the food in the stadium, not the hospitality, like the actual like. I just want to be able to go and get like a foot long hot dog covered in like candied bacon and something weird, whatever is from that area, right? Um, some crazy food culture at the stadiums, and it's just not a big deal there. That's got to be a free kick, shoulder charge. No, all right. Huh. I'll tell you what. It's interesting watching the. They might as not well have financial fair play. It's an to me, it's an absolute joke. When you allow turnover, as I'm looking at the regulations again for the second time and trying to assess and put it in my head as I'm still learning, obviously. But they only count revenue. Thanks, Jen. Um, and so you have all of your revenue that goes against player expenses only. And so, I mean, that's a big reason why that cop's going up, as I talked about. But it's it's 50% of your turnover plus your football fortune, which can be additional money. And so you can right now with because they in England with the ambassadorships or the secondary contracts, the additional income is somewhat more speculative. It's pushing things a little bit. May or may not constitute a player wage. Um, it allows for people to overspend beyond what they're capable of handling, and it's just I don't know. I'm rambling now. Going back to the pet peeves then. Why is the tannoy system in every stadium in England and Wales so bad? Why isn't there an amazing food and pub culture in the actual stadiums? I guess the alcohol is probably because of the hooliganism. Can't have too many drinks available and market it as much. And the third is this I follow garbage where you can't register to watch videos for more than your own club. And you know what? I'd love to watch it on replay. Not every game. Morecambe on the counter attack, running with the ball, trying to. It's just so slow moving with the ball. High ball forwarded, free kick the other way. It is true, but I will say college football song chants like the entry, the like you watch the Penn State entrance video or the Michigan Wolverines or Ohio anybody, they've got a way to get into it. And I did find, um, I mean, at least my rugby league experience, not so much going to the race course to watch the Donny Rovers. Um, a lot more heckling in North American sports. And when I say heckling, it's like actually having a crack at the players, not just to swear and curse at them, but like I actually think North American fan banter is better than the UK. Controversial, maybe, probably. But I had people rolling in stitches at a Leeds Rhinos match, giving it to the referee and otherwise, and everybody else was quiet around the barn. So, oh, absolutely. The championship is all about gambling. You're buying a lottery ticket. You're paying millions of dollars to get a lottery ticket so you can get a lottery ticket. And so that's why that ooh, football report, no Wrexham game, so I haven't woken up yet. Um, the Tory government did that full football report 2-3 years ago that's out there, and it talks about how the lottery tickets and it's Russian corner in. Oh, going for the Olympico from the corner. Didn't miss by much. At least it looked like it was an Olympico. Yep. So long ball right along the goal line, intending to curl it in from the corner and just missed it. We keep losing people, and they're not saying goodbye. So going to be a corner from the other side. I fully expect it's just going to be the 13. YouTube's no longer going to advertise me. It'll be interesting to see what by doing this video what happens next time. Whether I have a bad track record now, and they end up saying we're not going to push you out there to new people. Yeah, the tarp. Get the tarp, kids. To be fair, does Wrexham have a tarp? Because I heard, I mean, we covered it for the Oval game, but I heard that the FA bought that or loaned it, um, so that we could have make sure it was covered. Hey, Alex, no game today. If you haven't figured it out, we're just sort of watching the Notts County Stockport. I'm watching Stockport Morecambe on my screen, and just hopefully watching the minutes go down. I would like to see my pet peeve, and it's going to take a while to get there, is, and I know that we're working on the cop and other things related to the race course, but get the academy grounds built, put the stands over there, get natural grass for the women to run on. I'm happy that they're at the Rock and they've got a place to play, but that turf it just destroys knees, and you can see it's already taken two girls out. And so I'd rather have them on the natural grass. So what? That's awesome. The scores, we get a postponement here and don't have to play in an ugly day. maintain the 3 points to be able to take a run to try or the opportunity to get 3 points to take a run at them in another day. Um, yeah, natural grass for the women. It and I say this because it makes business sense. The women are semi-pro. Obviously, they're climbing the ladder. They're at the top level in Wales, but they've got some work to do in Wales to get the women's football game domestically up to the same level coefficient as you see in other countries. But building the academy and getting that club going and having training grass as well as a competition grass. Stockport sniffing. Oh, just off the woodwork. That was a great shot. Yeesh. Um, anyways, it would be nice to have the women having their matches there on the Sundays. So you could have the U18s on the Saturday afternoon and put the women out there Sunday and give them that on natural grass. And so that's what a big reason why I want the academy stuff to get going is to get them away from the rock. Separate and apart from the business controversies that are going on with the owner of the stadium and how he killed the Druids. 'Don't think the covenants will allow that. Don't think the covenants will allow that. Not until is it 2181, 2081, or another vote of the board? Um, I mean, I haven't seen what the WST did for the trust vote, but I'm assuming that they passed all the covenants that were recommended, and there was a restriction on the men having to play at the race course. So it's fix up that oldest stadium, and that's the requirement in giving up the lease. So we're still watching here. 69th minute here in Morecambe Stockport. Not a lot of beauty in this game just because I mean it's torrential downpour there and it's all moving from right to left. Morecambe sniffing around for the first time in a long time. And it is there. Scores! Morecambe goes up 1-0. Michael Mellon scoring. I'll be able to actually give you W&G gave the update early, but I'll actually be able to. No, I'm pretty sure it says specifically men because there was a question that said, "What about the women?" So just slid right in. They just ignored Mellon. I don't know why the center back's freaking out. He just ignored him, and Mellon came off his left shoulder, and he was spotted and went there. A 20,000 seat cop. I'll tell you what, the next process is going to have to. They're probably going to want to get going on it a little bit earlier and get the building permits and do all that so that they can. They can't have these delays if you're going to end up doing the Macrons. Well, I guess it won't be the Macron stand, but the Wrexham Blogger stand or otherwise. Well, it depends on how crazy you want to get and what you can end up grabbing as far as land and those sorts of things. Like I look over on the tech end and they've got the parking there, and I know that Wrexham doesn't have any underground parking, but if you have to, go down and build some underground parking underneath and build a whopper of a stand on the tech end. The Macron Stadium can certainly can go up more vertical. I mean, I think that they can get that ground to 30 to 32,000, and I think that that's enough. I would like to see the tech end have Stockport sniffing around with an opportunity, dies in the water. Um, I mean, why not have hotel convention facilities on that side, on the tech end, right near the university? I mean, build it up. I mean, it's not my money, so that's different. But if you have the opportunity to retain the charm and the character and add some of the new bells and whistles that you see in stadiums around the world, um, that's the only question that I have is if you're going to extend uh, the Yale end, is that what they're calling it? I don't even know what the current end is. Is it? Is it the Wrexham rear end? Wrexham Lager end? Anyway, the one that the camera stands are at that the team comes that's closest to the university. Um, that stand with the university apartments over on the northeast corner. It may be that they have to get bought and knocked down down the road eventually. I don't know. No, all good, Jed. And I don't know why that didn't pop up. I missed that chat, or am I frozen? Oh, there you are. No, I just jumped on to do the stockboard thing. I didn't think I was going to jump on either, but I figured, why not? I'm awake. The alarm went off. I've got a blast off, so it's going to be a free kick for Stockport from the right side, and they're within the penalty area, maybe just 10 yards away, not even 8 yards away from the goal line. So just outside the penalty area is over the wall, headed away. So it goes for a corner. That was well done. Man, I'm just looking at the standings and I'm in shock, like in awe as to how this is panning out. Like the only people probably happy playing today has got to be AFC Wimbledon, right? Man, it's 73rd minute. There's still the kicks even from the goalkeeper into the wind. He's hitting it as hard as he can, and he can't even get it halfway. They just kicked it up in the air, and the wind's grabbing it, and it's actually pushing the ball towards the Morecambe end. So the fact that Morecambe scored in this half is absolute madness. But it's not until February, March is my guess. I can't see it being. It really depends on when we get knocked out of the FA Cup. Oh, long shot, and that went for three. A good conversion. Because they're not going to load up with FA Cup matches going on as well. So it'll be after that point in time. Pick a Tuesday, and they'll do their thing. Going to have some injury time with a player out. Oh, it doesn't feel right. Saturday mornings are for Wrexham. That's what I do. That's what brings joy. It's going to be like a week and a half between games, and really 2 weeks between competitive matches, because I don't think you can call. I mean, Burton Albion treated it like a competitive match. The Shrewsbury one, I was debating whether I do an actual video for that or not, or try to figure out some history about the rivalry. Maybe look bring somebody in from Wrexham that can actually talk about some of the matches that they remember um, from the past, that derby. But looking at the stats, it's fascinating. Shrewsbury, I mean, you can figure it out. Just go to the League One table, and you'll get my point. Is I don't know if they're just an exceptionally lucky team, or if they just play a style that works for them, where they're just so defensive they eke things out. But they're a minus 14 for the year, but they're sitting in 11th place. They only have 11 goals. Oh, did they score two today? 13 goals and one today. But they're by far the one. I say by far the lowest. I think there's one other that's below. Yeah, Cheltenham's only got 11. Actually, they're one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. You have people that are nearly triple, are triple. Peterborough has tripled their scoring output. So it's an interesting, it is League One. They're good competition. They should have lost to Notts. Well, all three goals were horrible, weren't they, Kim? Like that is when people were actually accusing Notts of price fixing. I was like, you know what? It's possible. Nobody showed up for the game. in knots. They were willing to get out of the cup. Somebody set that up. But I know any given day, and they've certainly got some players and some talent up there, and you would with any League One team, but not a lot of confidence. Man, the ball is just dying in the air. This is just such a fascinating game to watch. Like Stockport's going to struggle here after having given up that goal. Just slept on the play, the center back letting his man um, get right on his shoulder. Didn't know he was there. Ball placed in the back of the net. Oh, that looked like a handball on the ground, but the referee he tripped and fell, and as he was falling, the handball and didn't give it. He's mad, WNG. It's like, and to be fair, last weekend and this weekend, this has all happened since I've built your scoreboard. So really, that's what it is. Is I've influenced the outcome where all of the top teams have been struggling recently. I shouldn't say top. Barrow's still rolling. They probably were dying to get out there to have another run. When you've won as many in a row as Barrow has, you just want to get to the next game. Like it's fun. That's nice to the ball in by Stockport County in that penalty area and whiffed, pushed away by Markham. Oh, crazy. I hope this goes in. This would be one of the best goals of all time. Oh, no. And is Mellon down injured? So ball goes up in the air and would have gone too far. All the Stockport defenders turn to run for it, and they overrun the ball as it's coming back because the wind picked it up and caught it and pushed it backwards right into a Morecambe player who ended up grabbing it, and he was free and clear to go and take a shot, and I think he's still on the ground. That's their leading scorer. Looks like could be cramps. Michael Mellon, 10 goals of the 24 that they've scored, all from him. Yeah, I could see that. And it's just interesting with Shrewsbury because you look around and you look at their stats and you look at how they compete, and you should say that they're a bottom third sort of team statistically, but they're not. They eke out close wins. They scrape together tries. They're scoreboard warriors, not statistics warriors, which is always an interesting game to watch because we may end up dominating and controlling it, walk out of it frustrated. And Shrewsbury will be like, but that's what we do. Oh, Peter, absolutely. 100% absolutely. When we're looking at a center back, we got to bring somebody in who's going to end up having the wheels to be able to deal with people running at us. Louis Barry of Stockport just eviscerated us. And I'm still surprised for Louis. 9 goals, 11 only 2 assists. I would have expected him to have more partway through the season. I haven't checked his recent. He's actually only at 1,100 minutes, where there's others like I would have been playing him all the time. The Gillingham of League One, yeah, that's a fair analysis. Which is always nervous when you play them, right? We could look like a filet mignon, and taste like a hot dog. That game. look absolutely great, and they end up taking. So Barry seems injured. He hasn't played since week 15. And he went out in the 24th minute against Crew. I haven't looked that up, so now I'm all curious as to devastating injury. 4 months. Yikes. How did I miss that one? Did I know that one? No. No, I think I did know that one. It came out in the yeah, currently 11th. It's just their goals for, goals against, one of the worst scoring teams in League One, and minus 14 overall. So it'll be an interesting one to see. But they win their games. They sneak it out. They find a way, and that's a skill. It doesn't show up in the statistics, but just finding a way to win is a skill. Grabbing points. So we're at the 82nd minute here in the Stockport Morecambe game. Long cross into the box, far post. Morecambe heading it away, looking for a goal kick, and it does. Well done defensively. The wind is blowing so bad that it's like grabbing the ball and actually pulling it backwards. And we're at 7 minutes to the 90th minute. So 7 minutes plus extra time, and I think there'll probably be at least four. 80 Notts County, 84th minute. Man, there will be a lot of people complaining on Twitter. Top teams shouldn't have been playing, giving away points, yada yada yada. If this is how it turns out, because it's interesting that puts Wrexham, Barrow, and Mansfield Town, who all have at least one game in hand, for Mansfield too. But I guess we don't. We'll be equal to Crew and AFC. They'll have burned theirs off with us. But it certainly makes the table an interesting mess. And it's all good for Wrexham. So what do we care? We had an atmospheric Jed had an atmospheric river come through here in Vancouver earlier in the week, and my word, whenever I'm sick of hearing that word, because it just basically means water's just going to be pouring out of the clouds. This one mirrors it automatically. Um, I've and I think it actually comes back out to you the other way. I was playing deflection came off of his shoulder. Um, I do want to get the VOD Ninja thing into my system so that I can bring in guests during the halftime show and all that sort of stuff. I worked on 3 features today. I don't get to show off any of them, so I'll keep them secret. Yeah, Swindon losing's good news. It was just AFC Wimbledon. We need them to. One of them has to win though, right? And I think I'd rather have Wimbledon, yeah, because Wimbledon's 2 points out, 2 points behind Swindon at the start of the day, so they have to win. Okay, I won't let it happen again. I will fix it. I know I do want to have the VOD Ninja system set up so that I can look to bring in people for the hot stove during the live stuff. But yeah, those features not coming in. 86th minute as the clock just ticked over. Hey Thomas, no game. No game for Wrexham. So we're just watching a scoreboard watching, and I've loaded up the Morecambe Stockport County game. Oh, that's a good opportunity. It scored. Stockport late goal. Mm, Watson over on the left post came over from the right side, just up over all the defenders. He just slid on the slip and slide. Who served that one up to him? It was a great ball from the outside. Whoever number 2 is for Stockport County. all the way past, and yeah, right there in the 87th minute. So it's 1-1. I'm surprised that they had the chance, but that was Wooten able to get to it, and it'll be hold on territory for Wrexham here, or for Wrexham, for Morecambe. I'll take a draw. I'll take any point loss up for Stockport's a great thing. Knock on wood, 87th minute, and they're still coming. Morecambe's just holding on, and they've lost their top scorer down with cramps. Ball goes out for a throw. The announcer, how well we've defended the whole game. You haven't defended well. The weather's just been knocking the ball back the whole time. Yes, Kim, don't even speak it into existence. You watch too much TV, Donovan. And the thing is I actually think it comes through the system and changes and flips the other way. One of my pet peeves because I found when I've watched YouTube going back the other way, I'll point and say, "I'm pointing at your name." And here, I think I'm actually pointing at your name, but on OBS, if I was to do it, I wouldn't be pointing at your. One day I'll figure it out. See, no, it works. You can watch it on the YouTube. But the other system does it the other way, so I never know where I'm pointing. I'm like, I'll just put it up over here, and it doesn't show up there. So, 88th minute, waiting on things. I assume everything's all quiet on the Notts County front. It's all more or sorry, all Stockport up at the front, kicking about left hand side of the penalty area, looking in. It's just the reality is it's got to be everything through the air to get it set up because the bog pitch is just slowing everything down. Cross comes in, cleared away, defended, and then the long kick and the wind dies it. What dies it? The wind kills it and won't even get halfway. Good on the away fans for getting out on this one, by the way. Like sitting in this garbage, like it's the rain's in sheets moving along the pitch. They tried. To be fair, they made the mistake of building the moat around their goal for both halves. Cross from the right, dangerous ball goes wide. So, all right, we'll get a goal kick. That looks much scarier on screen. Stockport County getting them around. And the other benefit for us is, I mean, we've got two more matches left. We've got sorry, I'm just watching. Is there's time wasting? People are freaking out about. We've got Colchester. We've got Newport County. We would like to think that we can handle. We hope to take care of business there. Nothing's ever given or guaranteed, but we do have the benefit that Stockport and Notts County have that game against each other as well. So that's one of those two teams will be either getting nothing or losing points for both teams out of that day. So that's a benefit. 5 added minutes in Morecambe for the troops. Trying to make sense of the chance, but can't do it. So Crew losing 2-1. They're sitting still in second minute of added time. Just right off. Towels on the bus. Everybody get on. Oh, slip and fall. Stockport looking to get forward. Bad pass. Saved. Bad pass. Just held up, and we'll get the throw it. Not we. See red jerseys. So used to doing it in Morecambe. No rescheduled date, and I don't expect to hear one till February, March. We've got the third cup. They're not going to schedule it until they figure out what their FA Cup outcome is like. So we're having a third rounder against Shrewsbury in January. If we lose that, then they'll find an available time to find it. If we win that, then we play, I think, end of January, early February. Um, and they'll wait for that to finish up. So it's going to be a long time before we figure that one out. Stockport opportunity over the goal. Fortunate. Had lots of bodies forward. Could have just crossed it in and looked for somebody. But Stockport tried to be a hero. Missed by about 6 feet over the top of the post. I'm curious to bring up that thought. Well, 51%. The passes is 479 to 102. And this is why I had a chuckle. We've defended so well. Expected goals are equal. Way more shots for Stockport County. I'm surprised that the expected goals are so equal because its shots are 10-4 on target, 5-3. Big chances are equal. Accurate passes 51% with 102 of them. Third minute mark, and I'm gonna have to blast off as soon as this one's done because I gotta get this off, put on a Christmas sweater, and go and hang out with my kids with the workplace Santa Claus. So yeah, I'm hoping that the rescheduled date isn't until March because what does that mean? That means that we've gone and done some damage in the FA Cup. I haven't brought up, and I mean I could do that now. I didn't have any plans that I've seen yet as far as. I mean, I don't think it needed to be elevated. I didn't see his most recent. If he's done one in the last couple of days, I saw his from before mine. But if he's come up with a subsequent update of it going up, I haven't watched that one. While we're here, I searched Thursday, but I didn't search yesterday to find out whether there was any updates because they said they were seeking planning concurrent, and I haven't seen any concurrent applications and nothing going up on another one. Sponsor boards issues. Interesting. So I'll have to watch it, and I'll try and get to that today. Just gonna do the search here as we get to. We're in the last 30 seconds here, the 5 minutes of extra time. The ball just ends up dying in the wind, and Stockport picks it up. 4 bodies running forward. Last chance to try and rescue all 3 points. Left-footed. Holy! I thought that went in. I had to listen. That was a rocket from about 5 yards out of the front of the penalty area, and he just missed the outside post as it was curling down, and it actually hit the poster signage in behind and then rolled into the net. And I was like, "What just happened here?" Yeah, I still don't see an application up on the Wrexham County Borough, so they may not need because it's a temporary stand to be able to do something. I thought that they'd have to get permission from somebody because of just the phosphate issue. But in any event, I still don't see the planning going up there, and I haven't seen the issue that you're talking about, Thomas, with respect to the elevation to get over top of the obstructed views. I did like the idea. Oh, almost an own goal there for that would have gone into Morecambe's benefit. Morecambe's going to get one last corner. It looks like one of the suggestions was to get like a heater and put a bunch of heaters under with smoke under the cops, the temporary cop seats, so that the smoke rose up and it looked like a dragon in the corner. And I was like, that would actually be pretty funny if somebody was to pull that one off. The wind is blowing the corner flag so far over that he can't play the ball where he wants to play it because it's just a flat ball and it's over. It's into the area. It's gonna if they don't score here, it's gonna whistle down. It's big cross, no header, cleared away. It's left down though. He missed the header and it's blown down. It's a draw. Stockport County, Morecambe doing us a favor. and we deserve that. I gave them 8 quid to watch the freaking game. So you better pull that one out. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna wait too much longer. I'm just curious the Notts County one. Do a quick little summary of the thing here. I'm gonna have to do another video. Obviously, it looks like about maybe the cop, or at least once I get some more new information. So that was a final today, was it? Oh wow. So AFC pulling Swindon out of the seventh spot and taking their spot. So um, it's interesting now you've got Stockport. They've played all 21 games, and so has Notts County. And if, still the big gap between Stockport and the five teams chasing. But now you're starting to get that divide certainly gets a little bit wider with AFC Gillingham Swindon now falling further away from those top six teams. Notts County, though, sitting in sixth, looking in the rearview mirror, maybe being a little bit nervous instead of looking up, looking back. I'll be honest with you. When I watched them against Mansfield, their backline looked absolutely atrocious, worst I've ever seen in any division, including the Notts team from the year before, including any of the teams that I saw during the live stream. Their backline, I would be better in their backline. That's how bad I honestly, legitimately feel about Notts' defense. You throw in the game that they had against Shrewsbury, where they, if you haven't seen the highlights, and Kim was talking about them earlier, like, or was it Kim or W and G? In any event, go and watch those highlights. Just atrocious defending, and then you get the performance today. So, in any event, yes, I'm gonna Thomas. Thank you for the heads up on that one. I'm gonna watch that one. I do want to get this other video out. I'm trying to upgrade the watch party stuff. There's so much going on, and I'm doing it all while people are dying upstairs, and then they're flooding when they're trying to fix the situation where he made a mess because of his death. And it floods our whole unit. So I've got to go turn on the dehumidifiers so that they can buzz and do their drying thing. And I'm out of here. I will be back tomorrow, bright and early for the Britain Ferry redemption tour. Is that what this is? The team that did the women trying to get back at Wrexham women. Game will be at the Rock. I believe it's a 2 p.m. kickoff. It's on the link on the channel, and so I'll be there. If it's free, so free, join, get onto iFollow, sign up, get involved, and I'm going to send out a couple of snarky letters to the EFL and iFollow and say, pull your heads up, because I shouldn't be having to pay. Ooh, somebody didn't like me swearing. The lights changed. I shouldn't have to pay using a different email to give another club money because I just want to watch your damn product. Anyways, that's where we're at. Crawley's still into it. Accrington, who is he drawed with? Is that with Donnie? Drawing with Donnie, so that'll pull them a little bit further back. So all in all, this is about this close to being the absolute perfect weekend that for Wrexham and our outcome when they don't play. You end up Stockport not gaining any points, and then now we can set our sights on them. Yeah, and anyways, that's where we're at. I'm going to head out of here. Have yourselves a wonderful holiday, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow if you're there. Okay, thanks, guys.